Are you feeling like your confidence has been damaged? Well, today I'm going to share one thing that really may be damaging it and what you can do to turn around. If you stay until the end, I have an extra special point for you then as well. Now, I have made this mistake in the past, and actually, I caught myself doing this quite recently. And that's why I wanted to call myself out on it. That's why I wanted to share with you, because we can all make mistakes from time to time and we can learn from it. And it can help us grow if we use it effectively. And what happened recently is I went probably the last 2, 3 months, went through some quite hard challenges. And I'm using all my mindset tools, as much as I can, reaching out to people. And, luckily I've got those. I sort of felt a lot worse through some, personal circumstances that were going on. And then in my life, that I've got a big network of people and they're great. Now, someone reached out to me, and this is a really well-intentioned individual, really caring individual. And this individual gave me some guidance. They wanted the help, and I felt slightly better that they wanted the help. Yet they were helping me, and I realized they had told me they had been in a very dark and challenging place, and they still were coming out of it. So I was listening to a little bit of what they're saying. I wasn't feeling much better. And then I realized I was falling into my the thing I try and guide people away from. And that's, you want to take advice from people who have got the result or further on the journey than you. So advice is only advice if the person is doing amazing in the area you want to do, or doing pretty good, or slightly further along in the path than you. Everything else is an opinion. And I've had that in things like people giving guidance on business. They're just talking, they think it's advice, but it's actually theory because they're just hearing something. And maybe they've not even started a business. I've heard people, this is a common one. I've heard people give advice on relationships and they're single. And this does annoy some people because there's a few single relationship coaches out there, and I won't go into that one, but let's just say that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm not afraid to express it. That I like to get advice from someone who's got the result or is in the position I want it. So this is something I had to call myself out for. I've seen people talk about the law of attraction and things like that when it's like this, I'm quite spiritual in a way, quite spiritual and attracting the right things to you, yet they're struggling to pay their bills, or, they're not living a life of complete and utter financial freedom, even though they're talking about it. So that's what I really want to share, because my own personal experience on this, because if you want to get a result in something, look at someone who's got a result in it and use what they've got. If you start listening to other people who have got opinions and they're not doing well in it, it could be more damaging. It could be damaging your confidence because you're going to get bad results potentially, or go off a load of theory. I remember Tony Robbins talking about this, and he said there are so many conflicting theories on diets and what he should eat, and he was really concerned with his health. Well, he didn't have terrible health, but he wanted to improve it. And someone he loved had a life-ending illness unless he turned it around. So he started to actually find people who got the results and start modeling them, learning from them instead of listening to theories. And that's just what I want to give you a bit of guidance on. Peter Sage said it best: advice, like I said, advice is only advice if the person is ahead in the journey than you, or got the result you want. Everything else is an opinion, and people love to give their opinions and they think it's advice. So how is it helping you? By listening to potentially damaging opinions, which they call advice, and they've not got the results you want, so therefore you take it on board. So this is what I'm going to suggest as some guidance to go through this. The first thing, ask yourself what you want. That's always the essential question we ask ourselves. I'm a neuroencoding specialist. You always ask, what is it you want? The second question, and get really clear on that, the second question is, who has results? Who has results in this area? And learn from them. Go out and learn from them. Who has results in that particular area? And then the third one, always ask yourself when someone's giving you, inverted commas here, advice, do they have the relevant experience or the results you're looking for? And if the answer is no, it's an opinion. And with a loving way, you can say, thank you for trying to help me. It's not what I'm looking for. So that's what I want to say in terms of listening to people give opinions on something they've not got a result on can be more damaging to your confidence because you're just not going to get the results either. So I've got a bonus point for you as well. And is it, if you find someone who is genuinely, if you've got an audiobook or a podcast episode, and you find someone who's genuinely got the result you want in any area of life, it could be your physical health, could be financially, could be relationships. If you find someone with a result you want, listen to them 10 times. Yes, I said that. Listen to them 10 times in terms of that podcast episode, that audio book, because that is really going to ingrain it into your mind. I've done it as well on the side when I was listening to something that actually wasn't that helpful, and actually it was very hard to get rid of from my mind. So that's just a little trick. Listen to something 10 times, and after the first, or possibly, the second time, you can just keep listening to it on like very fast speed. So that's just one trick there. So that's what I've got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives by being the best you. And remember, you're in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.